In this video I'll be explaining the parameters within functions. So as you can see here, I've just got a simple list set up here with 4 values from 1 to 4, and then I've defined a function just called function name with no parameters in it at the moment. We'll be adding the list to that in a second. And as you can see, we just have a little tagline which is optional. You don't need it, but I'm keeping it there because it allows us to remember what it is that the function does. And then we are just returning nothing. So this is just a demonstration of something called a by reference parameter, which is every single argument within the Python language is passed by a reference, which means that if you change what a parameter refers to within a function, then the change is also reflected in the calling function. So if we just add the list now to this, so I'll just do list 1, and that's added it as a parameter now. So we're passing that in, and actually I'll just call this lists to show you that it differentiates from the previous one. And if I do lists.append, which is a function which is allowed for lists and not for other types of arrays within Python. And if we now just append, I'll just append 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you can see, if I was to return, or if I was to print out the values here, if I was to run this now, oh sorry, so as we can see, if I was to print this now, I'll just do this is the value, and add in the list 1, which is what we defined right at the very beginning. You'll see that we get, this is the value, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we were to run this and print it, then I'll just type in this is the value, and if I add on to the end of there the list 1, then what you can see is if we run it, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, which is what you'd expect. However, now all I'm going to do is just call function name with list 1 in it, and then I'm going to run this exact same call again, and you'll see that the actual data has changed. And as you can see, the values are now 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got again 5, 6, 7, 8. So as you can tell, and also I'll demonstrate this inside of here by doing a print in here as well. And I'll just change this to lists. So you'll see that this is the exact same being called within the function and without outside of the function as well. So the difference between calling something inside and outside of a function is pretty much negligible in terms of printing, because the any values that are changed within the function are actually changed outside of the function, and this is because it's passed by reference. Now in some languages you can pass by value, which means that you create a copy of the parameter and any of the data that it sends, and so you create a copy of a variable and you send over that copy. so any changes are made to that copy and does not affect the original. However, when something's passed by reference, it passes a reference address to a place in the main memory or the RAM, which can then be changed and altered, and because it's changed in the main or the original, it changes it throughout the rest of the code. So that is how you would pass something by reference, and that is the only way that you can pass a parameter within Python. You cannot pass it by value, so you have to be more careful and diligent when you are actually creating functions within Python, because any mistakes could mess up the rest of the code within your project. So thank you for watching. I'm Alex Bowles from LearnToProgram.tv, and I'll see you soon.